Alright, do I hear an applause for an epic beginning? Alright, so medieval warfare is more than just a bunch of guys running around with huge swords and thick armor, going all out in the battlefield like they're Rambo. It actually involves much planning and strategy. Believe it or not, a siege warfare technique was mining, in which tunnels were dug under a small part of the enemy wall so then it could collapse. So that totally defeats the purpose of a wall. So there was more than just complicated strategies to medieval warfare. There's also the basics, of course. It was to a great advantage to be on higher ground than your opponent. Medieval troops can also take cover from nearby trees, or even they can completely hide in the trees and attack the enemy from their flank. Medieval troops were also sectioned in different parts of the battlefield, rated by their strengths and weaknesses. This was done so they could be put together and separated so their ability could be used to the best effect. Cavalry is crucial for victory. A man on horseback had many more advantages than somebody on foot. Factors such as speed, height, and strength were in effect. However, cavalry was expensive, and only the fighting sides with a good amount of money could afford cavalry. Coming to you live, ladies and gentlemen, it is time for your 66-second quick facts fun. The planning of a battle began much before the battle even started. It would all start off by military leaders joining in a furious debate on the formation and tactics of the battle. When defending a castle, a common formation would consist of archers lined up in the front. This was done so they can completely annihilate the oncoming enemy trying to siege the castles. It wasn't the best idea to retreat, because most of the deaths in medieval battles are in the session of a retreat. Since there were no such thing as phones or other electronic devices, in the Middle Ages, other communications must be used in a battle. For example, to let friendly infantry know an oncoming enemy was approaching nearer, a loud horn or flags were signaled to warn your troops. Only wealthy soldiers were equipped with heavy armor. Bad weather was actually extremely dangerous. Cold and or rainy weather affects the endurance and stamina of foot soldiers. Hot weather causes fatigue, and water was not of abundance.